uh, well, I don't know if I set that up correctly, but oh well. Hi, I hope everyone can hear me. Um, it's um, it's a late one. I know it's a late one. It's it's been a day. Hold on. Let's see if I can put this here. It's gonna fall over. It's gonna fall over. Okay, that's neat. Where is my stand? Oh no. Oh no. Ugh. My phone is on the charger, and I did not plan this properly. There we go. Alice, hi, hello. How are you? Sorry, this one's a little bit different tonight because my oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, stand, cell phone stand, not working. Okay, there we go. Ah, hi. Whew. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be a short one tonight because I'm using my cell phone data because my internet is down. Um, I really wanted to stream earlier, but because of the technical issues, I was trying to figure out what else to do and hoping maybe the internet would have gone back up, but it didn't. I got the contract to make shirts for the softball team. Oh, that's awesome! Congratulations, Alice. That's really good news. Hooray! Hopefully, you can keep going with that, and who knows? Maybe before long, you'll be doing that full time and uh, be off of the other gig that you're on, so you'll be able to be around your family more. That would be amazing. Let me go turn more lights on. This is dark. Ugh, all the lights in my room are weird colors. There we go. That's better. They need them by the 30th of the month. I don't, in terms of making stuff like that, I don't know if that's a fast turnaround time. I'm assuming it kind of is. It's less than a month. I don't know how fast. I don't know how fast those print. But yeah, sounds like you got your work cut out for you. But hey, it's a good thing. Extra money, right? Especially when you got a family, when you got a wife and a kid. Just realized, where's my water? Just sitting on the floor in the very like dead center of the room because I didn't know where else to sit because like my phone is on the charger because the battery's low, and yeah. Vicky, hey, hope you had a good day. I did. I hope you had a wonderful day as well. How are you tonight? Also, welcome in. Oh my gosh, getting a lot of people in here really fast. Football team needs their shirts by the 30s of the month. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The football team. You got a contract with a football team too? Oh my gosh. That's awesome. You got all kinds of things going on, girl. Dang. Things are looking up though. That sounds amazing. Vigi, how do you say that? Vigi? But yeah, thank you for stopping in. Welcome. Have you been in one of these before? Um, but yeah, normally I play games. I've been playing a lot of Persona 3 Reload lately. But tonight unfortunately my internet is down. Um, and my computer is hardlined. So both my internet for the apartment complex and the entire building internet. So the Wi-Fi, everything is out. So unfortunately, no games on the computer tonight. So I couldn't use my standard setup with with my actually like decent camera and everything. So now I'm sitting on the floor with my cell phone. So neat. It's gonna be a short one. It's gonna be a short one tonight. Not my usual like 2 hour streams where I'm like getting frustrated at either Persona or TFT. Daisy, hi, yeah, Daisy. Oh my gosh, like the spelling of your name is like throwing me off. Dasiy. Hi, how are you? Welcome in. I didn't really have much planned tonight. It's kind of weird. I just kind of like threw this together at the last minute. I'm like, how can I do this? How can I not break the streak of 113 days in a row. Um, so yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out. I was just in a Twitter space actually. Oh wait, here's a little and a bad bit. Good news and a little bad news. Oh no. Yesterday my wife got mad at me for using my male voice instead of my female voice. Hey, she's trying to be encouraging. She's trying to get you to practice, which is a good thing. That's good. That's encouraging. Let's hear. I'm just gonna. Ugh. They need. Okay. That's more comfortable. I'm tired of sitting up all day. Oh, Vigi is my other account. I forgot to switch over. Oh, hi, Kika. Welcome in. I was like, that's funny. They said the exact same thing that Kika says. But yeah, hi, hello. I hope you've been having a wonderful day. But I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. It is, I keep forgetting it's Sunday. I always work the weekends, so it never really feels like a weekend, if that makes sense. But yeah, this is yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the weekends are actually my busiest time, so I'm usually the most tired by the end of the weekend. But hooray, I have Monday off, so I don't feel bad about staying up a little bit later tonight. um I was gonna say so. Oh yeah, I was just in a Twitter space. We were talking about a bunch of kind of reminiscing over like older good movies, like movies from like anywhere from like the 80s to like the early 2000s. Or like just kind of reminiscing over some of the good ones. And just like a bunch of ones that I had forgotten about got brought up. Like The Craft, The Crow. Like there were a bunch of movies we were talking about. It was so good. But yeah. Oh, so I had a couple interesting experiences over the weekend with customers at my job. I work retail. For those of you who are like, if anyone's watching that doesn't know, I work retail. Um, I work retail in a menswear store, like professional menswear store. Um, oh, wait, we say Alice. Here's the bad news. I've been off from YouTube for a while because of my moods I've been in, and I will be off for a couple more weeks. This is the only day I'll be back on. Oh no! I'm sorry to see you go, but hey, if it's better for your mental health to stay off social media and YouTube and all that, then absolutely do that. You got to take care of yourself. Heart girl. Definitely take care of yourself first. But just know that we'll be here when you come back. Anyway, so God, this is like really awkward. I don't know where to sit. Like when I the last time I did this, I was driving, so I was like focused on the road. I could just like have this on the dash pointing at me. Now I don't know what to do. Uh it's so awkward when I don't have like a distraction like video games. Anyway, yeah, so yesterday, uh for some reason and for some reason my boss seems to be scheduling me every single closing shift recently, and all this coming week it's all closing shift, which is I don't know how I feel about that. But anyway, so I was closing last night and I had a customer come in. Our store closes at 9. And by that point of the night, there's usually only 2 employees left. There's usually a manager and then usually like one of our associates, like myself. I'm a part timer. And we had a guy come in at 8:15. Reasonable. It's got 45 minutes. You know, should be in and out, or should be out moderately quick. This guy, he was a talker. And don't get me wrong, had a great attitude. I actually really liked talking to this guy. It was such a we had such a wonderful conversation. Um and it got to the point where it's like I started hearing all about him, like what he was there for, and he came to he was dressed pretty well. It was like kind of casual, but like he had this black blazer on. It was a black cashmere blazer, and it was just like it was so soft. It was incredible. He's like, yeah, I picked it up for like $5 at a thrift shop. I'm like, that's a what a find. Um, but he was saying he's got kind of like a middle aged guy, and he kept saying that it's like, oh, you know, I'm sick and tired of dressing like a teenage boy. And like I want to look sharp. I want to feel more professional on a regular basis. I'm like, "Okay, I can help you with that." Despite how I'm dressed now and how I'm usually dressed on my streams, like in hoodies and whatnot, um, I actually do let I have I have a bit of a history with menswear. I've done a lot of research myself, and I just kind of love the aspect and the detail that goes into menswear and the history of it. So I got to talking to this guy and we just had a wonderful conversation. And I started telling him like, "Hey, there's some if you're interested in doing more research, like there's some YouTubers I'd recommend." Um, and he said, "Oh yeah, well I follow this one," and he name dropped one of them, and I was like, "Oh," or he like name dropped like part of the like part of their like channel name. I was like, "Oh yeah, this guy," and like straight up name dropped the person. He's like, "Oh my God, you know him?" I'm like, "Do I know him?" I was like, "I've met the guy in person. Like, I know him personally." And I pulled up a picture and showed him, and he's like, "No way." So, kind of a bigger YouTuber. And it's like, and I was like, so I told him, it's like, "Oh, well, if you know him, then you've probably been directed to these other channels too, some other bigger YouTubers that are in like the men's lifestyle space." And he's like, "Yeah, I've watched them all." And said, "Oh, like first off, you're on the right track, because they're phenomenal people to watch. Good, they know their stuff." But also, I know all three of them, and I showed him pictures, like when I got pictures with him, and there's like, and he like started freaking out. He's like, "Oh, that's so cool." I was like, anyway, so we spent a good 45 minutes talking and trying some stuff and getting them fitted and just kind of making them look sharp, getting like making them look nice because that's what he was there for. He's just like, "Yeah, I just want to start dressing a little bit nicer." And so 45 minutes goes by, or about 45 minutes goes by. It's like right at 9 o'clock. We're closing. He's the only one in the store. It's just me, the manager, or my assistant manager, and then this guy. Um, and so we're talking. We've established this rapport for almost an hour. Good guy, great attitude, real good sense of humor. And then so I don't know how the conversation got on it, but I usually have a vest on, like a dress vest, and I have up on the little lapel of the vest, I have my little pin, and it's actually here, let me grab it. I always wear my little pin, so it's got the two flags on it. It's got my little pride flag, the one that everyone usually recognizes, and then the transgender flag. So it's a real little one, but anyway, so I always have that on, and conversation got around to it, and he mentions like, "Oh yeah, I recognize the one flag." Is like, "I don't know what the other one is." I said, "Oh, so there's the pride flag, and there's also the transgender flag." And this was the closest I think I've ever come to having a problem with someone, uh, or somebody having a problem with the fact that I'm transgender. Because like you could see it on this guy's face, like his whole demeanor changed when I said that, because he just kind of like sunk a little, and I was like, and he goes, "Oh," and I'm like, "What?" No, like, no, I'm just thinking like, don't say "oh." No, this shouldn't be an ordeal. This should not be an issue. Um, and so he's he didn't say anything mean, didn't say anything nasty, um, but he kind of went on his little he had to go on his tangent about Christianity, which I totally respect. Like, and he's like, "Oh, well, I'm a devout Christian, and I'm just trying to, just gotta spread the word of God and all that." It's like, "Oh, Jesus loves you for who you are," and I'm like, I just kind of stood there and accepted it. And it's like, I didn't interrupt him. I was like, let's just say this. I was a good retail employee. I was a good on the clock retail employee. I let him say his piece. I did not argue. I stood there with a smile on my face. I was like, I don't have to agree, but I also don't have to argue. So, and he, like I said, he didn't say anything mean, nothing. It's like, he just said his little piece. He was like, and I even compliment him. I said, it's like, "Thank you for not trying to push this on me. I appreciate you, you know, I appreciate you wanting to talk about, who you are and what you believe in, but I appreciate you for not just like immediately othering me and just making me feel bad. So I was like, and then we just kind of passed by it. I was like, I thought I was really scared that it was gonna ruin the whole moment, like the whole like the last 45 minutes to an hour that we had built up of this rapport, and it was like such a good time, and we were like, he was talking about he even came in, he had this like he had such a cool look on because he had like a black felt bowler on with this black cashmere jacket, a black polo shirt underneath it, nice black jeans, like fitted black jeans and black boots. And I'm like, this man is rocking it. And he even had a pocket watch on a chain like hanging out of his pocket. I'm like, yeah, it was a good look. And we even looked at his pocket watch. It was a really cool design. So we kind of geeked out about that for a little bit. It's like all this stuff. And it's like, please don't ruin it just because you see that my shirt pin says like, and I just told you that I'm trans. Like I feel like by the end of the whole transaction, like when he was leaving the store, he did say, like he was saying on his way out, it's like, you guys have been great. And he was pointing to me and my manager. He's like, y'all have been great, so much fun to talk to. He's like, I'm gonna come back and shop with you guys all the time. I'm like, that's awesome. So like nothing actually got spoiled. But I feel like just because of his initial reaction, I don't think he's ever met a trans person in real life until now. Uh, his general reaction kind of leads me to believe that he's only ever heard of like some of the more extremist folks that kind of give trans people a bad name. Like he's only ever seen like the extremist takes on media, like on social media and stuff. And I think he may have come to the realization it's like, oh, this is what a trans person is like in real life. They're not psychopaths. They're not like these screaming, whining babies. They're just regular people, uh, with just regular attitudes, just with normal day jobs, trying to get by. I'm like, I like to think that that's the impression that I gave off. And I was like, yeah, I'm just a normal person. We just had a nice conversation. It was a good time. And, you know, we established a rapport over like a mutual interest. I'm like, that's kind of cool. So I'm glad it didn't ruin anything. Anyway, sorry, let me catch up on the chat here. I went off on my story there. Um, Alice, still trying to get this part straightened out. On my moods, I'm painting. I just want just been just want to throw everything out the window. I haven't talked about my wife today, but the only time I do is a note. Still trying to get this part to get my mood. So anytime I do is in a note. Okay, yeah. Can't watch Lilo and Stitch without crying. Oh, I've never actually seen Lilo and Stitch. Like that's one of my that is Disney, right? I think yeah, that's Disney. It's like one of my Disney gaps. I've seen a lot of Disney animated movies, especially uh, from like 90s Disney onward. I've seen a lot of the Disney stuff, Disney animated especially, but Lilo and Stitch is one of the few, or one of the handful that kind of like flew under my radar. I will say though, some of my absolute favorites, Aladdin is probably one of my favorites. If not, well, no, it's not the favorite. I love Hercules. Disney's Hercules, absolutely one of my favorites. Like, I know he's the villain, but Hades is like the ultimate gay best friend. I would love to be friends with it, like that version of Hades. He seems like fun. Um, but so Aladdin, Hercules is probably my favorite, but The Hunchback of Notre Dame is so good. Oh my gosh. I like if you haven't seen it or if you haven't watched it in a long time, go back and give it a shot. It's really good. Yeah, anyway. Let's say, yeah, no, you can miss me with all that Christian BS. Yep. You were working, so I understand, but F that, yeah. So I yeah, when people bring up their religion, it's kind of how I take it normally is like I know I was being like overly cautious because I'm like I'm an employee on the clock. I'm not gonna cause a stir. Also, it was late at night. I didn't want to go into a whole conversation we were trying to close. And so I was like, let me not draw this conversation out, and let's get him to kind of move along a little bit. but but yeah, I when people start talking about their religion, I usually let them say their piece. Like, I'm not like, hearing about religion doesn't offend me. Like, it takes a lot to offend me. And just talking about your religion doesn't really get it. If you start like insulting me, then I might be like, okay, maybe we should like pump the brakes here a little bit. But no, if you let people just say their piece without interruption, they'll generally like get through it surprisingly quick, and then you can move on, like move the conversation on to something that's a little bit more appropriate, you know. Um, but yeah, it was overall we didn't let it sour the whole night, which is great. So yeah. Um, oh my God, you're gorgeous. Oh, Kaz VT Kazvd. I don't know how to pronounce that. But I'm gonna call you Kaz. Kaz, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I don't know how to take compliments. I'm really bad at it. I've always been really bad at taking compliments because I didn't get compliments for a long time. Um, yeah, sounds really sad when I say that out loud. Oh. Um, let's see. But yeah, we're just doing like kind of a short chat tonight because my actual like Wi-Fi is out, so I'm using cell data, so I'm trying not to use all of my data. Um, but yeah. So trying to keep it kind of short, which is also why I'm not using like my regular equipment, which oh, you know what? That's something. Ah, yeah. I don't want to give away everything here, but whenever I am streaming, this is the desk that I'm sitting at. So this is my whole. Let's see if we can. Okay. But yeah, this is the desk. So I've got my mic off to the side here, so that always pulls up. Whenever I start the stream, I always have it pulled up and over. Whenever you see me do that, that's what I'm doing. So yeah, this is my little setup. So the little screen is actually where the game is, where I usually have the game going, and the big screen off to the side is usually where I have OBS up, and so that's where I have the chat and everything. So if you ever see me in the stream like looking off to the side, that's what I'm doing. I'm reading that page and I'm seeing like the mini version of what's streaming on the screen. But yeah, there's also how much battery do I have in this thing? Yeah, good enough. Unplug my phone here. But yeah, so pretty much my messy desk here. So my little Stream Deck guy here with my little scene controls. Then I have a very limited bookshelf. Like, I've got other books besides this. These are just some of my personal favorites. But my more of like my display copy stuff. Sorry, everything in this room is a mess, and everything, as you can tell, everything is built like as space efficient as possible. So it's built all the way up to the ceiling. But yeah, it's it's a small room, so I have to make do. When I get in this bad mood for at least 30 minutes, I can write a note to my wife. Oh, so you take the time to write a note to your wife? I mean, that's nice. That's sweet. You actually at least have an opportunity to like get your thoughts out. Like, that's really good. That's actually a healthy way of at least getting your thoughts out. Getting it written down. Pretty face, easy. Thank you so much. Oh my God, y'all. I don't do compliments well, but thank you. Yeah, I'm still learning how to accept compliments. It's new for me. But thank you all for joining. Oh my God, there's so many new people here. And y'all, like, new people, and of all the times you are getting to see the background, the opposite end of the opposite end of things. Oh yeah, and there's the camera. It sits way up there in the corner, facing down on me with my meds. Oh yeah, my little notes to myself. I do like random sticky notes to myself, and all my little stickers of random things. Uh, oh yeah, so because I like to play a lot of my games on with a controller, I have had this sticker on my desk for, let's see here, about 15 years. No, 15 or 16 years, because I got this when I was in the military. Lock and load, baby. I know it's kind of backwards, but wait, hold on. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. Lock and load, baby. Lock and load with the batteries on the controller. I've had that since maybe 2008, 2009-ish. I love that. And then oh, little bunny. Little baby bunny. I got all these little things here. Um these little like squishy guys. Little squish. I love these. And all the little ducks. My little ducks. Also, okay, so this is this actually is supposed to sit like that, and it is for chopsticks. It's a little chopstick rest. There is I have a very close friend who actually makes he owns his entire business that he founded his whole business off of uh, making chopsticks out of exotic woods. And he does an incredible job, and he does laser engravings. He has a bunch that are like pun based. So he writes like little like anime puns and stuff on them. But also he does like personalized engravings, and of course he makes all the little stuff that goes along with it, including the little holders. And he and his wife gave that to me a few years ago. It was really sweet of them. I really like it. I actually have I have a set of chopsticks myself. He did so they actually gave me a pair. So I'm not gonna show you all of it because it has my this was years ago when you first started doing the personalized engraving. So it's got my dead name on it, which is nice. It's laser engraved on it. But this is Purple Heart, and I've got Captain America on it because on one side, because Captain America is my favorite hero. And yeah, it's the wood is Purple Heart. So it doesn't really show it very well in the video, but it is like it's like a dark purple wood. It's really nice. I've got the set in here, but yeah, now the way he does it now, he fills they do the laser engraving. So it's like laser engraved deep into it, but now they fill it. This is one of their earlier ones, so they actually have it a little bit more polished nowadays. But they fill it with that like contrasting epoxy. It's really nice. Especially some of like the really high quality woods that they have. Like they have this like ebony wood. It's like solid black. It's one of their most exotic ones. A friend of mine that I turned over to him, I was like, hey, check this guy out if you want like a cool gift for somebody. And they bought a pair of the ebony ones, and he made like a case for it and everything. It was so sharp. Oh, highly recommend. Actually, let me pull up. Oh no, I can't pull it up because I don't have internet. Killing me. I believe it's baz.llc, baz.llc. You should be able to find it there. But yeah, he's one of my close friends. He actually lives local. Has his shop is like maybe 10 to 15 minutes away from me. And it's like he does so much good work. I've been in his workshop. His workshop's really cool. But he travels to a lot of conventions. Like I'm kind of jealous a little bit of his lifestyle. But because yeah, he just his whole business is that he travels on the weekends to different places. It's a nice cozy little setup. Oh, thank you. Okay. A little bit about this actually. I'm gonna back up here. Oh, switch the camera, please. Okay. So this desk, I love this desk. The whole bottom section, like the whole like actual desk part of it, this was actually free at a job that I from a job that I used to have where I used to do home installations. Believe it or not, I was an electronics installation technician. And one of the houses I was in, some people had just moved out and people were getting ready to move in, and this was left behind. And they said, if anybody wants it, it's free. So I took it. It's like a $2,000 desk. I looked up afterwards, I found the brand and everything. Oh my gosh. I was like, this is, and I got it for free. So this is solid wood. Like this thing is solid. But the top part is not attached. So this whole hutch over top, I actually built myself. So I went out and got all the wood from scratch, stained it, designed and built the whole thing to the exact proportions of the desk itself, so it would fit over top. Um, so that was, I've had this thing for years and years, but also it's got soundproof padding all over the inside. I know it's kind of hard to see, but like the soundproof foam on the or the sound dampening foam on the inside. It's got all my stickers, America's ass. Yeah. There's sound dampening foam along the backside of the upper shelf. And then there are actually, they're not connected right now, but there are lights underneath the lip here. So they're underneath on the backside, and they run all the way up the side. So the inside of this trim here, all the way around and down. And then there's a separate set of lights underneath the trim up on the top level as well. And so like it's they're all remote activated lights. Like I said, none of them are hooked up at the moment, but yeah, I installed all of that to go with it. And last but not least, on top, all the flowers, which I made the flowers too, there is a plexiglass that it's all sitting on. And there are puck lights that shine upward, RGB puck lights that shine upward from underneath, and the plexiglass disperses the light, so I've got ambient light that shoots up from underneath there. Anyway, yeah, that's my setup. I love this setup. It's cozy. Oh. Gonna have to start packing it all up soon. I am! Oh my god, the more I think about it, the more it kind of scares me. Because I've got just over a month and I'm gonna move. I'm so excited. Ah! I'm so excited. Yeah. Yeah, for those of you who are watching now, I don't I've been talking about it a little bit more lately. I am moving. Right now I'm in North Carolina. I'm going to be moving a few states up north. So it's going to be moving in with a friend, and I'm very, very, very excited. So that's going to be in the middle of June. So just over a month away. Yeah, getting ready for that is daunting. Bunny! Oh my god, I love my little bunnies. My one little bunny. My one little plastic bunny. These were all, ironically, I didn't buy any of these. These were all, I go to a convention called Dragon Con, and people will put out at Dragon Con all over the convention these tiny little bags, and they look like this. They look just like this, just a tiny little Ziploc bag, and it'll have a little thing in there that'll say like Dragon Con Swag and Seek. This one was from 2022. It just had like googly eyes, random sticky googly eyes in it. But yeah, you'll find these like all over the convention, just hidden in random places. People just like go around, hide them somewhere. And all those little figurines, all those little ducks and the bunny and everything, those were all Swag and Seek things that I found at Dragon Con. So a little bit like little memorabilia pieces from all my years at Dragon Con. I love them so much. Yeah, just my little reminders from my favorite convention of all time. Yeah. Mackenzie almost said the other day, I'm not coming back onto YouTube, but I said I need to once in a while to check in on until you all know I'm doing okay. Yeah, absolutely. Alice, definitely keep us up to date. Like I always want to make sure you're doing all right. We love you, girl. You know, be good to yourself. You know, you have a good support group. It sounds like you're. Like everything with your family's gone, for the most part well. I know you had some bumps along the way, but it all seems to be like you've got a good support group over there, which is awesome. That's what I hope everybody has. Like anybody, transition or whatever in your life is going on, I always hope everyone has a wonderful support group. Like it's one thing to go online and talk to people online, and that's great. They can be very helpful, but to have friends and family in like there in person, it's a whole nother ordeal. It feels so much better to have someone like a strong support system at home. So yeah. Dang, you really did a good job on it. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I know I don't think about it all too much anymore because like I've just had it for so long because I've had this. I probably built this about the hutch. I probably built about 8 years ago. But so I just kind of just after a while it's one of those things is I'm just used to it. But yeah, it's like every once in a while it's like, yeah, I think I did. Like I'm not the handiest person, but I think I did a pretty good job on this one. Like it took a long time to build because I'm not a fast builder, and it was all done like in my free time outside of work. Um, but I thought I did a pretty good job. So yeah, especially given the limited space I had to work on it, because I didn't have a garage or a workspace. I had a little foldable like workbench and a portable table saw that I had to put on the catwalk outside of my old apartment. I had to set it all up, run a cable, an extension cable out the door, cut the pieces, and then anytime I had to like stain or paint any of the pieces, they had to sit outside on the catwalk, which I don't know how I got away with that at an apartment complex. Uh, and they had to sit out there to dry. It was kind of a ghetto little construction area, but I made it work. So yeah, it's neat. I love it. I love my cozy setup. Don't get me wrong. One day I would love to upgrade and do some other things with it, but for now, uh, for now I love it. It's got its own. It's got personality. It's not perfect. It's obviously faded and chipped and stuff in some spots, but it's got weathering to it. We'll say that much. uh, anyway, yeah. Like I said, I didn't really have much to talk about tonight, and oh my god, we have been going for almost 40 minutes. This is what happens when I get to talking. Once I get on a roll, I really get on a roll. Okay. So I have been thinking lately that I do kind of want to, at some point, start making other content. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet. There are some old videos that I used to make. About time for me to start heading to bed, but I hope you have a good night and a good day tomorrow. That's right. It's oh my god, it's about 2 o'clock. Well, 2 a.m. here. So that's usually the time that you usually hop off. But anyway, Kika, thank you so much for stopping in. You have a wonderful rest of your night. Sleep well, and I will catch you in the next one. Anyway, yeah, so I made some older videos. They're still up on my channel. They're these little animated things about when I was well, not animated, but they're a series of drawings like that looks like a 5-year-old made them, which is about the extent of my artistic talent. But it was me kind of just complaining about my time in retail, and then I stepped away from retail for a couple of years and I stopped making them, and now I'm back, and I have some stories to tell. So I might start making those again. They were kind of fun. They're kind of cheesy, kind of lame, but they're fun. Um, but yeah, I might get on that soon too. Who knows? We'll see what happens because I've got so much going on right now between pulling extra hours at work to get ready for the move, which I hate to be the shameless put the shameless plug in there, but I am trying to get as much money as I can because I got hit with some additional large fees that I was not expecting. And I will say this, never, ever, ever, ever do I want anyone to feel pressured into donating or, financially or anything. But there is a link down in the description and below if you feel like helping me out. Every dollar counts. But yeah, like I said, don't feel pressured in any way. I'm still going to show up and do my, and do my thing every night. but just your presence is always lovely and appreciated. So thanks everyone for stopping in. I always love seeing a little community out there. It's kind of what we're trying to build, is community. Let's see. I know it's hard for me to transition, and it's hard for me to talk to my wife about when I'm going through transition, or about what you're going through with this transition. Okay. Yeah, it can be. It's very daunting, especially earlier on. I wish honestly that I had some frame of reference to help you out with, but you are. I'm gonna say you're in a much more fortunate position in terms of like support in your transition than I was. I like, it sounds like your wife is really there for you, which I absolutely am thrilled that you have. So, hold on to that, appreciate that, because it's hard for her too. But yeah, I don't really have as much of a frame of reference, because when I came out, when I first came out, my partner broke up with me. And we steadily separated from there. So, can I see your outfit? It's nothing special tonight. It's one of my more comfy burgundy hoodies, but I just got this shirt actually. It's this little it's a tank top, and I love it. It's got like a mix of things. It's like I saw the sun, and the stars, and I was like, I kind of love the design, especially because I've got the stars, the moon, and the sun bandana on, and I love this. Hey, still a good outfit and an amazing shirt. Thank you. It's like, ironically, I just picked it up the other day at Walmart, of all places. Walmart like pulls through, especially with like cute tank tops. Like, for some reason, they just like keep pulling through. Every time I go back, I'm just like, that's adorable, and I kind of love it, and I'm gonna get it. But other than that, these are probably I want to say one of my favorite sweatpants, but like all my sweatpants are my favorite sweatpants. Um, but yeah, I forget what they're called, but they are Nike. It's like a special brand. These are menswear, but they're Nike. These like super thick sweatpants. They're the best. They still, like, I've had these for years and years, and they still sell the same one. They're the exact same model and everything. They're amazingly comfortable. Like, if you ever get your hands, if they ever go on sale, always buy them. They like the most incredible sweats I've ever had. Lagoni, hi. Also, welcome in. Thank you so much for stopping by. Uh, and Theodore, like, thank you all for stopping in here. I know it's a little bit different than what I usually do. It's like more of a chat session than anything else, because my actual hardline internet is down. And so that means no internet coming to my computer, so no games, because I can't do my stream from my computer. So unfortunately, I'm using my cellular data for this one, which means I can't go too much longer because I'm using up a lot of data. Um, but yeah, it's every once in a while, it's kind of fun to just do these little chats, so where I'm not like super distracted by a video game, because my mind has trouble like bouncing back and forth between like a topic that I'm talking about and then like continuing to progress in a video game on a live stream. So it really is, yeah, it's hard for me to manage that, so I kind of bounce back and forth a lot. So every once in a while, when I do just these little, I'm kind of forced into these little just chatting streams. uh just kind of gives me the ability to focus a little bit more. And if you haven't been able to tell, once I start, for most of you who have been here for the last 45 minutes, if you haven't noticed, once I start talking, it is hard to get me to stop, and my train of thought just immediately finds every sidetrack possible. So yeah, I constantly get sidetracked when I get on a roll. When I'm going to my emotional roller coaster, I'm trying to really hide it from my. Oh, Girl, that's the whole point. Ride the ride. If you're on, if things are going up and down, ride the ride. Talk to your wife about it. Be open about it. It's surprisingly, I would say, comforting, cathartic, if you will, to be able to open up, especially to someone that you know cares and is going to be there to support you. So, especially your wife, yeah, definitely open up to her. So, yeah. Brave of you to use data to stream. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm trying to keep it a little bit shorter tonight. But I couldn't break the streak. We're on day 113 in a row of these streams, and I couldn't just like let it go just because, my apartment complex internet went down. Yeah, I couldn't just let it go. But I do need water. Ilza Christina, you are a woman or a man? I am a transgender woman. So I know it can be hard to tell for some people. I have been on hormones for a little over 3 years. I started in my 30s, so my progress hasn't been as much as like some people that you might see who transition from a younger age. Also, in general, because of my my general athletic nature, my body fat percentage tends to stay a little bit lower, which means certain proportions generally do or have not grown as much as some other people naturally would. So that being breast tissue, and then just like fat stores in different places. So like hips, butt, that kind of place. So I haven't had as much growth there, primarily because my body fat percentage is just generally low. Because, like I said, I'm a little bit more athletic nature. I exercise about 6 days a week. Yeah, I generally exercise 6 days a week, and then I have Sundays are usually what I call an active, or yeah, I call it an active rest day. So when I say active rest day, like instead of doing like a heavy resistance day or like some like heavy cardio or anything, I just went out for a nice walk out. When the weather was nice, so I just went for like a went for a nice walk for a couple miles. So it's like an active rest. So like got to rest some of the some of the major muscle groups that I'm going to hit back again tomorrow, but at least everything got a day off. I did a little bit of stretching too. I like to do stretching. I like to do stretches on Sundays. But yeah, Demarius, let's hit the gym together. Yo, let's go. Can you keep up though? That's the real question. Can you keep up? But no, I do love going to the gym. I'm at the gym usually about I would say anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours a day, depending on the day. But yeah, that's about an hour and a half to 2 hours a day, Monday through Saturday. And then Sunday being, like I said, my active rest day. So it's, yeah, I basically live in the gym. And is for the longest time, I actually just, this room that I'm in right now, it's not the biggest room, but I did everything here in this room with minimal equipment. And I still to this day think that, and I generally try to be a proponent of, for body weight fitness. I was a body weight warrior for a long time, and I will constantly tell people that if you are just getting into fitness, if you are trying to lose weight or just generally trying to get yourself in shape or get lean, you don't need to spend a lot of money. You can easily do a lot of the things, like you can hit a lot of your goals with minimal equipment and just your body from home. Like there's a lot you can achieve, and for a long time I just using myself as an example, I said you can do this with just your body weight. It's incredible what you can do. And a lot of people just say like a lot of people's their mind immediately goes to, it's like, oh, I want to get in shape, so I want to pay for this expensive gym membership, or I want to buy all this fancy equipment. It's like, you don't need all that. You really don't. You're like, maybe go out and get a yoga mat if you want it, but like that's it. Spend you like $20 or less. Get like a yoga mat and just start doing push-ups. Maybe get like, if you want to start getting a little bit of like home equipment, get one of those like pull-up bars that you put in the door frame. I've actually got one sitting right here off to the side. Like, and I use it in my bathroom, like in the doorway to my bathroom. And just like, if you can do pull-ups, do pull-ups. It's like, there's so much you can do without having to spend a fortune on it, like an expensive gym membership and all this fancy equipment. So yeah. Lagoni, by the way, how destroyed is your sleep schedule because of these streams? Very. It's actually not as bad as it was. Like it is getting, yeah, like it's getting pretty late right now. I'm gonna end this here real soon because yeah, I'm using up a lot of data. But in the middle, like we're on day 113, somewhere in the middle there, like in the one or in the like 50s, 60s, 70s, like there was a large chunk of time where I was just like I wasn't doing well. My sleep schedule was terrible. It's not much better now, but it's getting there. But yeah, it was just a struggle getting it, like trying to figure out where it landed, coordinating it with my workouts and when I had to go to work in the day. So it's I don't know, it's getting better. My sleep, like I'm slowly working on it, but I mean, really the biggest issue with this is not just am I doing these streams super late at night? It's I'm forced to do them late at night because of my day job. And since I work in retail, I never really know what my schedule is going to be like until like the week of. And it makes it so hard to plan because every day is a little different. Like one day I'll be opening, the next day I'll be closing, or it's like I'll close the store at 9 p.m. and then have to be back at work at 9:30 the next morning. And it's like it makes it tough to fit things in there. Like fitting that in with not only my day job, but also throwing in the workouts every day because the workouts can take, it's not just like the hour and a half to 2 hour workout. It's like going to and from the gym because I do go to a gym now. It's my apartment complex gym, so it's one little tiny room, but it's still a gym. I call it a gym. But like traveling to and from there, getting my stuff ready to go to and from there, and showering and stuff, and like that all takes time around the workout itself. So it takes more time than people think. But yeah, so it's like that takes a lot of time. That's a big chunk of the day. Work is a big chunk of the day, and then there's this, and then trying to have a life outside of that is it's tough. It's tough. But let's see. Really trying to hide that part from my wife because the baby's around at the time when it happens. Alice, maybe it's not a bad thing for your child to be around someone who can see get experience being around someone who is emotionally available and vulnerable. It's not a bad thing. Of course there's limitations to that, but do what's right for you. you know your wife and your kid better than I do. So I hope everything works out for you though. Watch out move. Damn The Rock. Yo, it would be hilarious if I ever got to meet The Rock in person. I would love to meet him in person. He seems like an amazing person. Also, I would look so tiny next to him. Like, for my size, for my relative size, like, I've got big arms and, like, relatively good size arms and shoulders. But that's relative to my own size, which I am only... I'm not even 5'7". I'm like just below 5'7". So like it makes me look like the camera makes me look bigger than I am. Let's see if I can maybe put this here. Yeah. Please don't fall over. Please don't fall over. Yeah, I am not tall. This I am not a large human. There's not a lot of human on this frame. That was not a good example. It's so hard to show scale. There's like, where's the like the banana for scale? If anybody understands that, like artistic reference, banana for scale. Uh, but passes. Oh, banana. Speaking of banana, right there. Passes gym routine. Ooh, damn. Yeah, thank you. And this is on a rest day, so a non-pump day. It's like when I will say there are a couple of workouts that I do, uh, that really work with my arms, and on those days it feels so good. It's a big confidence booster because like I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, wow, I am just swollen up like a balloon, and it feels so good. um, but yeah, bananas. Thank you for stopping in. Patient King, yeet. Yeah, thank you for stopping in. Man, lots of new names. Every time I do these little mobile live streams, lots of new names get in here. I don't know why it just like promotes this more when I do it like this than my normal live streams. Because for all of you who are new, I usually do video game live streams. Right now, I am still playing Persona 3 Reload, which is an incredible game, by the way. If you've never played it and you like even remotely like JRPGs, so good. I think I'm kind of getting close to the end though. Hopefully. But yes, let's see here. Vision King Yeet. Guys, gains. Gain all the gains. One of the reasons I actually started doing more than just body weight workouts, and I started going to the gym. I started going to the gym about maybe 2 months ago, my apartment complex gym, because I finally got to a point where I was at a plateau and I was still like, I was still active and healthy, but I was kind of just maintaining. And there were a few muscle groups that I wanted to, let's say, accentuate a little bit, that were a little more relevant to my transition. We'll say that. Lower body, lower proportions. And so I'm like, I have stagnated. I need some. I might actually need some heavy weights for this one. Might need some weights. And so yeah, so I started going to the gym, started doing a lot of lower body stuff with weights, and over the last 2 months, I mean, 2 months relatively is not much time in terms of workouts, and showing like real gains. So I am gonna keep at it, of course, but in the last 2 months, it's been pretty good. I've actually seen like it feels almost like beginner gains again, which is kind of nice to feel after stagnating for so long. Um, but yeah, let's say some booty gains. It's my glutes are sore a lot. I'm literally butt hurt. um, but it's good. It feels good. Got a Funko Pop of the guy Gabriel Iglesias, and it smells like chocolate cake. Why does it smell like chocolate cake? It's a Funko Pop. I'm concerned about that one. I used to have a huge collection of Funko Pops, um, like in the hundreds, for Marvel, like the MCU stuff, um, and I had like a combined collection with my ex, uh, and then we split, and we had to split the whole collection, and I was so distraught about it, and I was like, you know what, forget it, forget the whole thing, and I ended up selling them all. Oh, it hurt my soul so hard. Well, okay, I didn't sell them all. I sold almost all of them. I have a couple of good ones. There's the movie moments ones where like it's the big scene ones. There's one with the Hulk smashing Loki from Avengers, and then I have another one of Captain America and Red Skull together. Uh, that one's my favorite because Captain America is my favorite. Which also, if you haven't noticed, that's my shield that I made, and little Mjolnir right next to it. um, and I have several versions of Captain America Funko Pops, but they're all in storage right now, unfortunately, because I am getting ready to move in about a month, and so some things are gonna have to start getting packed up here real soon, including my plushies, which I don't want to do that, but I have to. Um, but yeah, I've got all kinds of stuff, including my Tracer stuff. Tracer is my ultimate like favorite video game character. Tracer from Overwatch. So I have several figures of her as well. But anyway, it's because that's one of his favorite desserts, chocolate cake. How do they get it to smell like chocolate cake? Please, what, Theodore, what are you saying please for? What are you? Oh, can I see your outfit? You did see my outfit. It's nothing special. It's this adorable little tank top and sweatpants because it is late on a Sunday night or Monday morning, whatever your perspective is. And yeah, I'm just being cozy because I'm getting ready for bed here soon. I don't know that one. Look up Overwatch. Look up the video game Overwatch and look up Tracer. Lena Oxton. She is my favorite video game character. She is the energy that I want to purvey because she's just this like super hyper energetic bundle of joy, and it's amazing. Wait, you got someone to buy the apartment moving in with the friend? Yes. So, okay, so nothing is set in stone just yet. We're working on it. We're in the middle of the process of doing it. So, this person actually, there is a guy who was interested, and he is in the application process right now. So it's going to take about another week or so for it to like really finalize, to make sure his application actually goes through appropriately. Sorry, I'm like messing with the lights here because it's like this is not flattering the where I am sitting. Actually, what if I did? I have another light because man, it's giving me like these crazy bags under my eyes, and these like awful shadows because my lighting is terrible. This is why I have spare lights. But anyway, yeah, so he's going through the application process. I'm really excited. Oh God, that's bright. Wow, that's rude. There we go. That looks a little better. There we go. You can actually see my face, not just shrouded in shadow. So yeah, he's going through the application process, but in the meantime, in the last few days since like last Wednesday, I found out that my apartment complex is charging me a $500 transfer fee to transfer my lease to another person, which is extremely painful. That is, my finances were already really tight, and all of a sudden getting slammed with a $500 fee is something I really wasn't expecting. So I am trying to pull more hours at work to see if I can, afford that. And like I keep saying, I never ever want anyone to feel pressured into donating, but there is a link in the description down below. If you feel like, helping me out at all, again, don't feel pressured. Every dollar counts. Just throwing that out there. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm going to be moving in June. It's going to be mid-June. I was hoping to get to the beginning of June, but I actually have a wedding to attend on the 1st. Obviously not my wedding, but yeah, a friend's wedding, and I was like, I can't miss this one. It's a good friend of mine, and we've been looking forward to it for like 6 months now. And I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna show up, and I'm gonna show out. Because I love going to weddings. I don't go to them very often. I don't get invited to a lot of weddings. But when I do, I am a showpiece on the dance floor. I dance absolutely terribly, but I put my heart and soul into it, and it is a lot of fun. Yeah. So it's like I said, good friend of mine, good couple of friends of mine that are getting married, and yeah, I'm just really excited for it. And I couldn't miss it. So like I had to push the wedding date back a little bit, or I mean the moving date I had to push back a little bit. So yeah, that's gonna happen middle of June. So there might be more streams like this one in about a month. Just kind of chatting. So yeah, look forward to those because I've got a long drive ahead of me when I do actually do the move. So it's gonna be an interesting one. And on that note, we've been going for over an hour now. I probably used up a ton of my data plan. But so I'm gonna wrap it up here For everyone that is out there, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for stopping in. Very much appreciated. If you have not already, make sure you do hit the subscribe button down below. That'll let you know every time I go live, which has been every day for 113 days in a row now. And also, maybe check out some of my other videos, including my transgender experience videos, where I kind of talk about some of my experiences, or some of my, some of the things that have happened. They're a little bit older at this point, but all the information in those videos is definitely still relevant. So check them out. But other than that, there is another link down in the description below. It'll take you to all of my other channels, including my socials like Instagram and Twitter. So definitely check those out over there, because that's where I am the most active. Congrats on it, though. Thank you, Lagoni. Thank you so much. But if you don't see me commenting on your life or on your life, we'll do it in the chat in the comments section. All right. I have been seeing your messages, Alice. Thank you for commenting and stopping back in. Love you, girl. Lagoni, love you too. Thank you all so much. And on that note, I'm going to take off. I need to go to bed. Y'all have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful start to your week. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend, and I hope you got rested up to hit that Monday strong. So y'all have a great start to your week, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye. And I don't know how to end these. Let's see if that does it. Good night. Bye. All right. There we go. I think I found it. All right. Good night. Bye.